Y'all good? Give me ones and twos. Ones if you're good, twos if you completely, if you on the fence, threes if you like just completely like just, I'm just lost, Chris. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So for a moment, we're going to skip, right? We're going to skip witness 5, and we're going to jump into witness 6. Okay. Witness 6. Well, honestly, it's not even a witness. We're just going to skip witness 5 for a moment, and we're going to talk about risk management. Okay. Risk management. All right. And we have someone here that I want you guys to meet. We have Miss Brianna Mack. Okay, Miss Brianna Mack is here, and she's going to talk to us for a while, for a minute, about 15 minutes, about being about discipline, about not being greedy, and truly understanding where greed and not being disciplined comes from. Okay, so with risk management, Brianna, are you here?
I am.
How are you? How are you? I'm gonna bring you down.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Let me bring you on down 1 second. Okay. So when we're talking about risk management, we're talking about the fact that you know how much money you're willing to make, right? And when you make that money, take that money, right? Take that. You see what I'm saying? Like P. Diddy. Also, you know how much money you're willing to lose. When you lose that money, take that loss. Okay? Don't be down $100 and continue to let it fall and fall and fall. Listen, y'all, I was up $4,000 in 25 minutes one time. $4,000 in 25 minutes. I ended the day with losing $3,750 some dollars. That caused me the dumbest trader ever to trade a day in his life, right? I've been the dumbest trader ever in the whole world because I did not practice on risk management. Because I wanted to make $10,000 instead of being happy with $4,000. And that's internal issues that I have to deal with, okay? But we want to focus on risk management. So, Brianna, I'll let you introduce yourself, but she's going to discuss for about 15 minutes, right? She's going to talk to us and give us some pointers on how to, what's some things you can identify in yourself to say, okay, how can I focus on greed or being disciplined and all these things and where it kind of come from. And also she's going to start being inside of our Discord chat and having sessions with individuals that feel like, hey, I was just up $200, but I just didn't take my profit. Why did I not take my profit? Fix me, okay? All right, so Brianna, it's on you, Bri.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brianna Mack. I am a licensed clinical and mental health counseling associate in North Carolina and a licensed professional counselor in Washington, D.C. And so with that, I help people, yes, with their mental health, but oftentimes it becomes more so on a professional level. And why am I really not able to make, or why do I feel like I'm not able to make the correct decisions for myself, or am I making the correct decisions for myself? Am I thinking too much? Am I overthinking? Am I not thinking enough? Am I missing something? And so with risk management, there's that word risk. Are we taking healthy risk? Do we even know what a healthy risk is? Do we know what a healthy risk is for ourselves? Does anyone feel like they know what a healthy risk is for themselves?
Let's see what's in the chat.
Well, you all can just put yes or no in the chat if you feel like you know what a healthy risk is for yourself, or if you feel like you don't know what a healthy risk is for yourself. Okay, so we do have some yeses and we do have some no's at times. Okay, so some people are able to decipher that there is a difference for them, which is good, because yes, knowing your limits is one of the most important parts. And so for this, when we say limits, we mean boundaries. Do I know what my boundaries are for making money? Do I know what my boundaries are when it comes to my family? Do I know what my boundaries are maybe when I'm overwhelmed or exhausted? Because that also goes into how you are deciding to take those risks. And so, yes, someone says when it doesn't cause you anxiety, yes. And so if you have anxiety, or if you know that you struggle with depression or other mental health disorders, yes, that also you as an individual, yes, you 100% have to take that into account for what you are doing, the decisions that you are making, but also the risks that you are deciding to take. How does that impact those risks? Is it immediate? I'm making impulse decisions, or am I taking some thought into it, but it becomes reactionary versus just actually doing it in the strategic manner that I had set aside and planned to do it as well. So when you all are taking these healthy risks or you're struggling with it, is it strategic? Or does it become impulsive?
And I think, and that's great that you say that, right? Because what most traders and a lot of people on this call here, they're new traders. So what they're about to start going into, they're going to understand and know the place to get in at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they're supposed to get at the 400 level, like this is what everything is telling me, get at the 400 level. They may still see, okay, the market is doing, it's going up right here at 402. I'm getting at the 402 level. So by doing that, what is that? What would you consider that being called? If you know you're supposed to do something at the 400 level, but you still do it too early, what do you think about that?
You second guess yourself. You're second guessing yourself, but you can just say, I struggle with decision making. And you may not struggle with decision making in every aspect of your life. And it's okay when something is new and you don't know, is this correct for me? We know that there's the term that I don't have like the confidence. And yes, sometimes you don't have the confidence, or I struggle with imposter syndrome. And so I'm second guessing myself. But when you know that you know something, and you know that if I do this, this would be great for me right now. Can I fix this on the back end? Do I have a plan in place? And now I'm even second guessing the plan that I even put in place for myself. You are just struggling with decision making as a whole. And so when we come to struggling with decision making, you really have to explore your own values. What am I in this for? What are my goals? What am I trying to do? What was the initial goal? Where am I on that goals list? Where am I in accomplishing and attaining those goals? Do I know that? Or am I just saying, okay, well, I made it to this point, so I'm going to just continue to go? But you as an individual, you have to know your values in every single thing that you do, because that is what influences your decisions, whether you're thinking about it or not. You're doing something for a reason. And so because you're doing something for a reason, by forgetting or not even knowing your values behind something, yes, you can start making decisions that just are not even impacting you, or you're not doing it for the correct reasons anymore.
No, that's great. That's perfect, because, and it's true. When you said that you second guess your plan, that's everything. Because you got to think about, most people are going to stay up. They're going to be up like an hour and a half putting their plan together. And then as soon as that market happens, boom, everything that you've been doing and thinking about that has just went out the window. When that happens to you, you should not trade at all, right? Because you're not comfortable in your, you're not comfortable in your state of mind right now, right? So you're looking for, you have to be able to say, okay, 9:30 hit that bell rung. I know my plan. I'm sticking to it no matter what.
You also have to, in something like this, because it takes everything takes time. How much time are you putting into something, and when are you putting that time into it? And what that also means is, are you making decisions and you're doing things when you are exhausted? Are you doing something when you are not in the actual correct headspace? So if you are doing things for hours and hours and hours at a time, where was your break? Do you have a break? Are we working off of actual energy, or are we working off of fumes? And what is fueling these decisions that we are making? Even when we set our values and when we set our goals, what were those goals based off of? Was that based off of fumes because we were in a state of like, I got to get this done, I need to make sure I have that? Well, that's great. But were you in the correct headspace and you were able to actually go back in and look at that and then review it, change it, analyze it again? Did you do that? Or was it just a split second, a moment. I have some time. I know I need to get this done. I said I was going to do it, but then I didn't take time again to go back in and review it and see if I needed to adjust some things. So that oftentimes gets people because they recognize I did this because I told myself that I was going to do it. Now I'm doing it, but I am not taking the appropriate and the correct amount of genuine time to put into this. I am doing this off of fumes. Then maybe when I come down off of those fumes, I'm like, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. This is not what I'm looking for. This is not actually a goal that I care enough to accomplish. So you have to ensure that when you are setting your goals, that you are in the right headspace when you're setting your goals. When you're putting your time and your energy into things, that you're doing that in the correct headspace as well. Because this instant gratification that people really feel like, I have to get it right now. If I don't do it right now, I'm going to miss this. It's that FOMO, that fear of missed opportunity. Okay, yes, you can have a fear of missed opportunity, but that instant gratification now is no longer serving you. And now you are playing catch up, or you're consistently chasing your tail to try to figure out, where did I go wrong? What's happening? Why am I not seeing the results that everyone else is seeing? Why am I not getting to the place that I feel like I should be getting, that I want to get? Yes, this is exactly what's happening. You are just doing it based off of fumes. Nothing was actually set in stone for you as an individual and what you actually want and need.
Oh my God, y'all listen. She just broke me down. I feel like I just got broken down. I'm just no, I love it because it's great. This is exactly our psychology. And what you said, the fear of missing out, we call it FOMO in trading. We see a play that takes off and we like, oh, we want to get some of that money. You see what I'm saying? But the play is already happening. Someone asked this question earlier, like, hey, can you miss a play? Can you miss a play? Yeah, you can miss a play, right? So another thing you said is this instant gratification thing, right? I know we don't have you for too long. We'll ask you a few more questions, and we're gonna let the people ask you a few questions. Is that okay? All
right, that's fine, yeah.
So the thing about that instant gratification, when people come into stock option trading, they're coming into stock option trading and they're seeing that you can make all this freaking money. They say, oh, Chris made $3,000, Chris made $2,000, or Davon made this, or somebody, and they see all these numbers come together. And now instantly they're thinking, I need to be doing this. But what they fail to realize is, if you take your time and grow your account over the course of 252 trading days, you take them to $40, taking $60, taking $100, you can have $10,000, $20,000 by the end of the year. How would you tell somebody to not try to get it all right now and let it play out over the course of a year or whatever time period?
So with instant gratification, honestly, it boils down to it being a fear of loss. I fear losing something. And there's that uncertainty. I don't know what's going on. And because I don't know what's going on, I need to ensure that I get it now, because if I don't get it now, I'm never going to have the chance again. This goes back to, like I said, those boundaries and those goals. You have to place yourself in a position in which you are stable, because that instant gratification also leads to instability. So once you are comfortable or you get used to the instability, now you are creating a cycle, a continuous cycle of instant gratification and no stability, because there's that fear. I am risking something, but now I don't even really realize or know what I'm risking anymore, because I am so used to being unstable. Once you allow yourself to become stable, which that means there's, a plateau moment, and the plateau moment is fine, because the plateau moment is literally building your foundation. Your foundation is built on something that is strong versus something that is unstable. Someone that is constantly in the I need it now, I need it now, I need it now, they are completely unstable, and they get used to operating in the sense of instability, and that feels normal to them. So then once they see someone else, or they themselves even get that remote or that little piece of stability, okay, what am I doing wrong? So now we go back into second guessing ourselves. So you have to recognize when you are in that cycle of just being used to and comfortable with instability. You cannot operate consistently, and you cannot sustain in instability. It is not an option. It's not possible. It may feel like it because you've normalized it for yourself, but eventually, as unstable as it is, anything that's, is shaky and is very rocky, it eventually falls over. And it's the same type of concept. You have now built yourself on instability, not stability.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's awesome. That's amazing. So let's do this. We don't have Miss Mac for too long. So if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand right quick if you have a question, and we're going to answer. Let's get about how much time you got? With about maybe 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Okay. So let's go through Felton Wright. You go first. Your question.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, again, I want to applaud you on this piece, man, because I had to learn this firsthand myself. But psychologically, could you speak to this? What was your last name again?
Mac, M-A-C-K.
Miss Mac. Okay. Could you speak to the fact that any array of emotions can cause you to make an uninformed decision? We can be excited, and although excitement is a good emotion, it can cause us to act erratically or impulsively. So that's part of the individual learning piece. We have to identify who we are, how we function when we make decisions, and recognize what Chris is telling us is a pretty much a strategy, a form of consistent behaviors that help us to make good decisions in the end. And if we keep with these things and pay attention to our emotions, continue to learn about ourselves, we can kind of negate some of the mistakes involved in this psychological piece. Because if y'all ain't never traded before, y'all gonna go through some real severe psychological changes. And just speak to any level of emotion can potentially cause you to act outside of yourself or in a negative manner.
So what you're talking about there, and I'm glad that you said it. Yes, it's self-awareness. Do you know you yourself? Do you know me, myself, and I? Essentially, is what it is. Do you? And do you know it to the core? Do you know your core beliefs? Are you actually self-aware? And are you really self-aware in multiple environments? And that oftentimes is where a lot of people lack what their emotions are, what their feelings are, how they behave. They have no idea. They know certain parts in each environment, but to the core, no, they do not know. A lot of people lack the in-depth self-awareness that it actually takes to function on a very high level. And then you have those who are self-aware, they're seen as like overconfident and cocky and whatever it might be, but that not always is a bad thing, simply because they know who they are in the various environments in which they interact. So yes, it is definitely that the way your emotions play out in certain environments, yes, it will determine how you make decisions in those environments and in certain situations. So we, as therapists, we use what's called the feelings wheel. And the feelings wheel is a wheel that has probably about anywhere from like 50 to 150 emotions. And you all can use that in knowing, okay, in these environments, in these various situations, this is typically how I respond. However, this is how I would like to respond, or this is the place that I would like to get to as far as my response or as far as my reaction. Now, you still want to make sure that you are not making yourself to be numb, because what also happens is people do start to learn their reactions and their emotions, and they're not comfortable with it. So then they develop a sense of just being numb to everything. But it is all about self-awareness and how, yes, being overly excited can, if I'm overly excited, then I normally do this, or I start to behave in this way, or if I'm nervous, I tend to act in this way, or if I'm uncertain, I tend to do this. If I'm anxious, annoyed, or angry, I tend to do X, Y, and Z. So it's called the feelings wheel. And so knowing how you operate on that wheel or that spectrum in those various environments is extremely important.
Good
That
stuff.
was a really, really great point.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Alicia, it's on you.
Hey, Ms. Mack. I just wanted to say thank you for providing those amazing gems to our class.
Yes,
So
you're welcome.
I wanted to ask, do you provide like maybe one-on-one sessions, or if so, how can we get in contact with you?
So I'm actually in the process of that. I'm in North Carolina. I'm licensed in North Carolina right now with group practice. Now, if anybody is in DC, yes, we can get you on board immediately. If you're in the North Carolina area, then we'll have some time to work. If you're in other states, then we will also navigate that in a different way. So I'm going to put my information in the chat and also give it to Chris. And then I'll be taking coaching clients as well as private practice therapy clients within the next few months.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, we bring it on the team, so she's gonna be around a lot. So she's gonna be part of the team. We have Sean. It's on you.
Hello, Miss Mack.
Hi.
Well, regarding the feelings wheel, do you have something like a particular website or something like that where it lists those certain emotions that we can kind of monitor ourselves outside of if we can reach a live person, for example, that we can really try to monitor or self-check, you know?
I do. What I'll do right after I'm done here, I will put it in the chat or send it to Chris to send out to everyone for you all. Yeah, I do have that for you all. And the wheel, as you look at it, everyone, please don't take this too hard in the sense of, oh my goodness, I feel this emotion. Also, please recognize some of the emotions on there, you have never heard of them before. It does not mean that you don't go through them. But I will give it to Chris to give to you all just as soon as I'm done with this. Yes. And I will also give a self-assessment that you all can do as weekly or just as you feel like you need it. And it's a self-assessment that if you were to go to a counselor or someone else, they would give it just as a general basis, general knowledge for you to have. And so you all can use it as you feel that you need it, or some people do it on a weekly basis, just ranging off of what they have going on.
That would be great, you know, to do a self-assessment. I guess once it can correlate with as we're watching our trades, what we've done, and we can look at the emotions, how we felt. I guess it's good to document that maybe on a daily basis or something, have a chart or something, document our emotions and see how that correlated based on our wins and losses. And
correct. So we call that mood charting. Mood or feelings charting, and that also really assists individuals in knowing this is what was going on during this time, this is how I felt, this is what I experienced, so that you know and you can kind of plan and prepare just a little bit better as these same or similar situations continue to occur. Yes.
Good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Alicia, your hand is, did you have another question, Alicia, or? Okay.
No.
Dale,
Sorry.
on you. No problem. On you, Dale.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Chris always says the Most High. So, I gotta go on and say this. Bible says, be anxious for nothing, but through prayer, supplication, make your request known. So know yourself and always think about things, if this is for you, if it's not for you, spiritually to try to, I feel like a lot of times we move so quick because we want it so fast, but sometimes you got to think first and spiritually really know if you're making the right decision, because we use decision-making time for a reason. That's all. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you. Tanya R, on you.
Yeah, Chris, one thing you said is you don't have to trade every day. And when you said that, it's like a light bulb went off, like it's almost like some of the pressure went away. But I don't know why I was thinking that, I got to do it every day. But you were like, no, that's not necessary. So I appreciate that.
Definitely. Yeah, trading every day gonna drive you crazy, right? At one point in time, I was like every day on it. Like, I'm like, ah, you see what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, why am I trading today? I just literally made $2,000 yesterday. Why am I coming back in this market and trading and risking the $2,000 I just lost? And I can just, that's $2,000 in one day. I'm straight. Okay. So yeah, that's ways you can think about it. But Ms. Mack, thank you a lot. Any closing words? Any closing words before you head out? This was amazing. You hit some key points, some great points, and we will love to continue to hear from you and see you more. So any closing points?
For me, no. Now, does anyone else have any? But I think I've said enough. I'm pretty sure I triggered some people in a good way, I hope.
Right. Definitely. Well, listen, thank you once again.
You're so welcome.
We will definitely be, I'll definitely give you a call probably sometime tonight or tomorrow. Also, yeah, if those links or your contact information, please provide your contact information. And so I can give it out to individuals so we can go from there.
Okay, will do. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. So that's part of risk management, okay? That's part of risk management. And what I wanted to do, the reason why Ms. Mack came along is because I wanted her to give you guys some insight of certain feelings and emotions and thoughts that you will be having, because I truly feel like mental health is one of the most important things in life. Okay, you cannot if you're too over anxious in stock option trading, you're gonna lose your money, right? All these things that can possibly trigger you. If you're having a bad day, don't just run right into the market, try to get into the market. Get yourself together, understand why you're having a bad day. How can you turn your bad day around? What puts you back in your good moment? Do you need to go out and get some coffee? Or this time the third, the market is going to be here forever, everybody. It's going to be here forever. Once you understand the market is going to be here forever, you will be able to say, okay, I don't have to trade every day. I don't have to make every trade. If I miss a trade, it's not the end of the world. Okay, if I lose $100 or $200, it's not the end of the world. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's keep rolling. So we're gonna jump into I'm gonna continue. We're gonna go back to we're gonna go to witness number 5, and then we're gonna jump back into risk management. Okay, so let me ask y'all this question. If you love what Miss Mack just stated, give me what she brought to the table, she's going to continue to bring to the table. Give me a 1 if you love it, give me a 2 if you did not like it. Good stuff. Okay, like I'm telling you, people, listen. We are here to show you how to get to the freaking promised land. If the children of Israel had Miss Mack in the wilderness, they would have made it to the promised land a lot faster. Okay, all right, they wouldn't have been in the wilderness for 40 years. Okay, so listen, we're gonna get you there. All praise to the Most High. All right, let's jump back into this thing. Righty.